This video is part 2 for your concept map. The last video talked about how to create your concept map. This one is all about finding your article for your intervention. Let's pull up the concept map here. Of your 5 interventions, only one of them you need to find an article that supports. So go ahead and pick the easiest intervention, whichever one you think is going to have the most research out there to support it. Make your life easier. I'm going to do this first one here. It talks about patient education and how that helps manage diabetes. This is where you'll start, the UNLV Library's website. Once you get here, just click search. I know this bar doesn't have anything in it. Don't worry about it. From here, sign in. It's the only way you'll be able to access the full PDFs of these articles. You have to be signed in. Once you do that, we're going to search up our intervention in this bar. Now we're looking for some sort of article that talks about how patient education helps manage diabetes. So I'm going to type something along those lines in. So I just typed in some keywords, patient education, diabetes, and I'm going to hit search. The criteria for this article is that it has to be a journal article from the last 5 years. So before we click on anything, let's apply some filters. We want to make sure it's an article, click that box, and we want to make sure that the full text is available online. The reason being, you're going to have to download this PDF and attach it to your clinical paperwork. Apply those filters. And then it also has to be within the last 5 years. So I'm going to change this publication date to where it's the last 5 years. Check to make sure all your filters are active. An article, full text online, from the last 5 years. And I'm just going to go off this first one. Let's see. Use of videos for diabetic patient education. Okay. And if you can see Get PDF, click on that. Now I have my PDF. This will allow you to download it so you can actually attach it to your document. And now I need to sift through this research article and find where they mention that patient education helps improve diabetes management. This might take a while. I recommend doing like a Control F and search in some keywords like conclusions or something like that. And just like that, I found the part of it that explicitly states that patient education was beneficial. In other words, it backs up my intervention that I listed on my concept map. From here, when you download this PDF, you're going to highlight the part that supports your intervention. You see here the review found some evidence that video education has the potential to improve clinical outcomes. Great, that's awesome. So I'm going to highlight this. And on my concept map, I'm also going to highlight the intervention that I have an article for. When you submit your paperwork, it's your regular paperwork that you've been doing, at the very end, you're going to add a page that has your whole concept map on it. This will be its own page. Remember to highlight the intervention that you found an article for. That needs to be highlighted. After your concept map page, you're going to include your article after that. So this whole PDF that you've downloaded, you need to include that and highlight your evidence for your intervention as well. The reason you have to highlight it is because when I grade it, I need to check that the intervention you highlighted on your concept map is backed up by the highlighted portion in your article. You know, maybe it's the paragraph that's highlighted, maybe it's just a couple sentences. Don't overthink this, okay? But that is what needs to be done, okay? You find your article, which was written in the last 5 years. You highlight the bit of the article that supports your intervention, and you highlight the intervention that your article was written on. I know this seems like a lot, and frankly, it is. I'm sorry. But that's part of obtaining your bachelor's compared to an associate's, is that they want you to begin to dabble in research and kind of understand that process a bit. So it's just part of getting your bachelor's. Any program would require it. So once you do it a couple times, I promise it's not that bad.